Hey folks, good morning and welcome back to the channel. Happy Catty Crypto here, and let's just jump straight into it. So, kind of looking at more of this situation we're in as a community right now, and it really does show on certain proposals because the one thing I always like is the effort that people put into these honest proposals, really putting forward really it's solving problems that we currently have. Yes, there's always going to be risk involved with forward moving. There is risk with you walking out of your front door to go to the shops when you cross the road. There's a risk a plane could fall on any of us at any time. We could get struck by lightning. There's a risk with everything. So the one thing that people do is somebody puts a proposal and somebody doesn't like it. And because they don't like it, they make it their sole mission, their core belief that, it's bad, this person's bad, I'm just going to no with a veto it. When you know with a veto something, it means the person's not actually going to, if this gets to quorum and say everybody else follows suit with a no with a veto, seeing that 49% of people have no with a veto, this person's going to lose their deposit that they've deposited honestly to support an honest proposal. This is what we do to scam proposals. This is not how we should be treating our community members, and people like this should know better. They should know better because they're part of the OG community. They should know better than to, treat people like this. You always like to think, how would this person feel put in this person's boots and somebody did this to them? They definitely wouldn't like it. And I know this person had a lot of problems when they first relaunched on the blockchain, and they got a lot of help from people. So what people need to start doing is trying to, instead of going, this is bad, you're bad, this is, you're doing this, you're draining the Oracle rules for doing this, come up with, like, alter what has been put there. If you've got so much to say about it here and you hate it so much, then, suggest something different. Or in fact, message the person behind it, Faffy, and say, I don't like this. I don't think this is a good idea. I think this is a better idea, and we could possibly move forward with this. Now, Jared has recently put out he's made the API system module, whatever you want to call it, open source for anybody to use, and he's incentivized people to actually make it better. So there's lots of things going on, and people acting like this is not helping. It's the same with 0% commission nodes. They're just not helping. They're creating an absolute, zero competition environment for anybody who's really up and coming and trying to move upwards in the validating space and become recognized. And we just don't need this kind of behavior. We need to be more welcoming, we need to be more understanding, and we need to, innovate on each other's ideas. There's no other way to put it. At some point, this all has to stop because it just doesn't, it doesn't look good from the outside. Luna was quite a small community before, whereas there's a lot of eyes on Luna Classic now, and how we act, it shows people on the outside, a lot of drama there. Do I really want to get involved with this? So this in itself is, it's painstakingly not worrying, but, it doesn't bug me, but at the same time, it kind of bugs me because if we could all just be a little bit more understanding about things and try and innovate and bounce off one another instead of rubbing and grinding on each other and slowing each other down, slowing the processes down, try and bounce off of each other. This is what we do between all of the different people that we're working with on a daily basis. And I think it's just because we don't have any animosity for other projects. We don't get jealous of, other people's successes and stuff like that. We share other people's things. We're happy for them. And, I believe that some people just don't want to see change. They don't want to take risks and they just want to sit there. And it's super stressful because currently, right, we have a situation where we've got this proposal for the separation of Rebel Station from the TFL backend and this whole thing about Rebel Station needing to exist. And then we've got TFL and Jared on the other hand, who's passing Terra Station over, and it's just no one. It's as if people are just like, yeah, no, that doesn't exist. It doesn't exist because we're not going to address it, and because we're not going to address it, it doesn't exist. And if you mute out enough people and you mute out the correct people, eventually you will drown them out. They'll kind of wander off and get involved with other things, and it it's a tactic, and it does work over time. But I hope people are doing their own due diligence. They are going in and they are reading these Agora texts, because it's super important that once again we all understand that there are more options here. And there was a message put out today, saying that there'll be better bonuses and stuff like that over at Rebel Station, and when Terra Station goes kaput, then people will end up having to pay us more anyway. And it's just not the kind of behavior that we want to see from anyone who is supposed to be moving loads of people to Rebel Station. This is not, we shouldn't be trying to compete internally. We've got a whole cosmos to compete with. We really need to start banding together now that IBCs are coming forward. You've got a Holoxy that wants to be created and overrun everything. You've got so many different things going on, and so many different power struggles, so many different infighting and stuff like this. And I'm just here to build. I'm just here to help people's journey a little bit, make everything a little bit more easy. But I think this video is well overdue, and people kind of need to just get a grip on themselves, understand that this is decentralized, and you can't ignore the community, and you can't ignore all these different things, because eventually you're going to keep dissecting the community down so much and create so much infighting and so many different factions that nobody will want to talk to each other. And it does get like that eventually. People are seeing it now, and it's there, and it's happening. And people have got confused. We saw the mass undelegations, and there's just so much weirdness going on, and people just kind of need to get a grip in a sense and work with each other, stop rubbing on each other and stuff like that. Folks, let me know what you think about that in the comments section. Let me know if that's just, maybe it's just me, but I don't think it is just me. I am seeing it a lot across the board. I've always seen these kind of things kicking off in the background, but they really are out in the forefront of stuff. And I think stuff's starting to come out in the wash. People are starting to notice, but this was well overdue. Folks, have a really, really, really nice day. Stay positive, stay huddled, stay with us. Providing updates. Update coming out from the Lunar Classic Burn channel later on today. Do check that one out. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.